If I could teach couples before they got married one thing, it would be about how to fight fair. The reason is because when you're getting married, you really haven't had that many fights. And if you have, you haven't probably really resolved them. And you think, oh, this is just because we're stressed. You make excuses. Today on Reaction Reset, I'm going to explain how to fight fairly with your partner so that your marriage can actually benefit from the fights rather than be destroyed by them. It may seem a little cynical that you talk about how to fight fair when you first get married, but believe me, nothing will destroy a marriage more than couples who don't know how to fight fair, who are mean when they fight. And in fact, if you've ever been around a couple who doesn't fight fair, you will know it because you will feel awkward, you'll feel embarrassed, and you'll feel terrible. And remember, you're just the observer. When you're in that kind of relationship, it feels really bad. So the first thing I want you to know is the research supports that happy couples fight just as much as unhappy couples. The difference is happy couples, after they fight, the couple feels respected and closer together. So before we begin, if you and your partner have a fight and you reflect on how you feel and you feel humiliated, disrespected, as if your partner has an idea that it's their way or no way, they're not generous or open with their thoughts, then this reaction reset is especially for you because you can change your fighting pattern and it's important that you do, but you both have to start making changes. The number one way that you can create a healthy fighting atmosphere is to use I statements. I statements are basically when you're responsible for saying how you feel. So in other words, you don't say, you always do this, or you're to blame, or you made me feel. It simply says, I feel like this. When you said that, I felt like this. And because from there, you can even take further responsibility and you can say, I felt like this. And rather than turning to you at that point or thinking about why I was feeling this way, I came back with something else that was disrespected. When you begin that dialogue, your partner responds by not getting defensive and not going on the attack for you. In fact, that will stop an argument in its tracks just by using I statements. Secondly, once a discussion or an argument has started, always leave room to finish it. Okay? By that I mean, if it's something, and this happens to many couples because they're trying to get their way in before the timeline, right? But it's okay to say, I don't agree with that. I don't understand what you're saying. I don't agree with it, but I'd like to take it up later. And then find a time when the two of you aren't distracted, aren't stressed out, and have time to actually explore it. This is a sign that you're going to work with your partner. You're going to negotiate, which leads us right into number 3. Remember, you guys are a team, okay? When you're playing on a team, you don't go after your partner. You don't try to steal the ball away. You work as a team. You pass it back and forth. With communication and especially fighting, there has to be a dialogue. You feel this way, or I heard you say you feel this way, but I feel this way. And I'm wondering how we can work this out to make it better for both of us. So you always want to do what's going to go in a line with your marriage. What's going to be best for your marriage? Fourthly, use a timeout signal. Most of what's going to happen in a relationship discussion or argument happens in the first 3 minutes. So if you're getting all heated and you're starting to feel rageful or bitter or resentment like you do before you say something bad, it's better to just have a signal between the two of you. Whatever the two of you agree on, it's like your own little secret code. And when you're out to dinner, if this argument comes up, one of you can just go like this or like this, and the other one should always respect and align with that. Because remember, it's the marriage that must survive. It's not either one of your opinions or what you want to do or say at that time. Finally, keep in mind that you guys are the first examples to children for what fighting fair looks like. I see so many adults who, when they were growing up, they have said their parents had terrible fights. And guess what it did to this now adult who was once their little child watching? They avoid fights, they avoid conflicts, they're dishonest, they don't live transparently, they walk on eggshells because they're afraid. Don't do that to your kids. Show your kids what a true team looks like. Show them that you honor each other, you respect each other's opinion, and that what's most important is the marriage, because you are building the next generation of resilient, healthy children who you want to have resilient, healthy marriages. When kids have been modeled how to fight fair, especially with a couple who loves each other, they learn, okay, yeah, it's okay. And it's okay to have light fights or well-managed fights in front of your kids. This is how kids learn that people who love each other also fight together. But when they fight, they end up feeling better about each other. The issues are resolved and they still go back toward each other and love each other and make up again. I cannot tell you how important that is, because more and more couples are saying, let's go to another room. The child knows something's wrong. So it's much better if you have control of yourself and you're able to fight fairly so your child can grow up in an atmosphere of learning what arguing or fighting with your partner that you love very much, what it looks like. If you can practice all 5 of these, I say to you, bravo. That is fantastic. You are creating a marriage that is always going to feel good and be healthy. If you can't, or if you're having difficulty, I remind you that feeling angry is one of the most honest, truest emotions there is. Anger is not the bad guy. What people do with anger is. Remember, when you change your reaction, you change your world.